the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Aaron's Hour, coming to you live from Virginia Beach, Virginia. That is right. Thank you for making me part of your Saturday. It is 11:02 a.m. Hey, by the way, today is one of those days where you get a full day of Aaron Phillips on your podcast or on your TV, and that is because after this show ends at noontime Eastern time, then local viewers can watch The Voice of 757, which is a show all about Hampton Roads, and that'll be on Channel 4 on Cox Cable. I know John right now is behind the scenes. We've got some great guests piling in today. I'll get to them in just a moment. I will share this, that John, I don't know if you've got an ear out to me at this moment, but I do not see the show on WVBV TV Facebook as of yet. So hopefully you all are watching us somewhere out there on the internet, as well as WWDB TV. Of course, you can also catch us on the YouTube channels all the way across the board on the same channels. And then, of course, every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, you can watch the Aaron's Hour replays on DBTV.TV. That is a network David Bruner has set up for many of his clients like myself, who will provide additional content via either the podcast or doing shows like I do here across the network. So we're very pleased to be able to be covered and presented on multiple different cameras across the front, as well as anything that you can watch us on. Now, of course, as far as The Voice of 757 is concerned, if for some reason you don't catch a show live on Cox Cable Channel 4, just go to the Facebook page under the same name, The Voice of 757. And once the show airs on Channel 4, I then upload the show to Facebook so that you can continue watching my guests and all of the local sponsors. And of course, today's show on The Voice of 757, real quickly before I share with you who's going to be on today's show, is going to be Cricket Hendricks. She is the owner of Peace, Love, and Little Donuts. Then those little micro-sized donuts about big. She's going to be on today talking about the story about how she got involved in the donut business here in Virginia Beach. But enough about that show, because today I've got to find all my notes. I am all over the place, which is par for the course for me. So today it is the last day of February, but we are going to celebrate Black History Month today on the last day of the month. Okay. How about our other guests, John? John, I'm not seeing the feed up on WVBV TV Facebook.
Well, I'm showing it's going out there.
All right. Perhaps
it's showing. I'm showing.
Oh, there it goes. I got it now. It just pops up.
Yeah, that's because it's a delay, just in case you get to start using cuss words.
Okay. Yeah, on the internet. That's all we need. All right. So that's
and our other guests are still having technical difficulties. So
okay.
I do know,
but I do know we have one guest sitting in the green room as of right now.
Listen, he is so excited to come in and talk to you today. I don't know how long I can keep him at bay.
Well, we're gonna have to contain him for just a couple of minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just share our lineup of guests today. Of course, you've seen him on the show before. A couple of weeks ago when we had Tim Ritter on with us from FFX Theater here in Virginia Beach. And he was also my co-host last week, February 19th at that theater, FFX Theater. We had Bone Crusher Smith on. Coach Chuck Hatcher, Legends of Sports and Sports Inside Now podcast will be joining me here momentarily. And if we can get all the technical bugs and issues taken care of, I'll tell you what, the Olympics just closed last week, and we are going to go back in time to celebrate two gentlemen that were in the 1968 Olympics in Mexico. Bob Beaman, he won gold for the long jump at those games. And John Carlos, he was the silver medalist winner in the relay during the 68 Olympics. And, of course, they were prominently recognized for their position with the black glove on their hand, raising their hand for oppression on the stand in 68. So we'll have John Carlos hopefully with us. Bob Beaman will hopefully be joining us. But technology is such a grand thing. When it works, it's wonderful.
I would like to express my sincere love and hatred of technology.
There you go. So without it, we're lost. With it, we're everything. And I will say this: Coach's appearance today and Bob's and John's is being brought to us by Baker's Home. I'll get to them in a second. But first, as always, no show is complete without Vegas a Wrap 2.0. Let's do it.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
That's right. Vegas Wrap 2.0 this week is brought to you by my friends over at Sky 4, Amanda and Kathy and Calvin and Tom and company over there. They make it possible for this segment, so support them as well. Plus, they make it possible for my TV show. All right. As always, some of the stories I love to share are people who win at casino games and lotteries and everything else, and this week is no different. So let's start off with the fact that a Norfolk longshoreman, that's right, a Norfolk longshoreman, not a short one, but a long one, claimed a $100,000 Virginia lottery prize. A Norfolk longshoreman, his name was Justin Johnson, and he bought a ticket at the Wawa, actually at 6301 North Military Highway in Norfolk. And here's the funny thing, that place is about 5 miles from where I live. So I better start playing the lottery because there's a lot of winnings going on right around in my backyard here. First it was down in Kempsville and Chesapeake. Now it's over here in Norfolk. Crazy, crazy stuff here. But anyway, he bought a scratch off on the 10 time the money game. He scratched off the ticket while he was FaceTiming with his girlfriend, his fiance. Sorry, it was fiance. They were already engaged. During his call, he discovered he had won the game's highest prize of $100,000 on 10 times the money. He said, quote, "My heart started beating fast," end quote. Johnson said in a statement, and he hopes to use his winnings to purchase a house. Now, here's the interesting thing. This game now features prizes anything from $5 to up to $100,000. So Johnson's win represents the first of 5 top prize claimed tickets in that, leaving 4 more remain to be unclaimed. And in my next story, this will confirm it. When all top prizes are earned in a scratch-off, that game is closed. So the chances of winning the $100,000 prize, are you ready for this? 1 in 1.4 million odds. Okay, million to 1. 1.4 million to 1 to win the top prize. But to win anything, that $5 is 1 in 4.5. So you have almost not really the same odds, but 1 in 5 is not bad. Now, of course, as always, profits from the Virginia Lottery here in the state, they do go to K-12 education in the state. And so far in Norfolk alone, public schools there for K-12 has earned nearly $35 million in lottery winnings to help their school district. Now, Virginia player pockets a $500,000 jackpot, $500,000. A Danville man stared at his wild cash ticket and questioned whether the numbers he was staring at was actually valid. Well, Isaiah Olivas purchased the winning ticket at a Fast Mart on Virginia Avenue in Collinsville, Virginia. After scratching the ticket, he said his first reaction was disbelief because the prize was confirmed to be the game's top prize at $500,000. Now, the Virginia Lottery Scratcher game now will close since the top prize has now been earned. The odds of winning that prize, this is even better. You get a 1 in 612,000 chance of winning the $500,000 prize, and he got it. The overall odds of winning a prize in that game was 1 in 4, so that's even better. Now, Oliva said he plans to use the money to buy his mother a house, assist family members, invest, and possibly take a cruise for himself. So congratulations to those lottery winners. Okay, a couple of events coming up here, which I think is pretty cool. This year's Virginia Beach Parks and Rec, in collaboration with the Virginia Beach Public Libraries, will be doing the annual Cherry Blossoms festivities here in the Virginia Beach area. First of all, Friday, March 27th, you can experience the first ever nighttime Hanami featuring illuminated Yoshino cherry trees, glowing photo opportunities beneath the blossoms, food, refreshments, and vendors. So that's on Friday night, March 27th from 6 to 9 p.m. Saturday, March 28th, and Sunday, March 29th, both days from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can enjoy a full lineup of culture performances, martial arts demonstrations, hands-on activities and crafts, food trucks, vendors, etc., all themed, cherry blossom themed activities, as well as reflecting the Asian culture. Free parking, free admission, and family-friendly fun all weekend long at Red Wing Park, located at 1398 General Booth Boulevard, right here in Virginia Beach. So we know that Washington, D.C. is known for great cherry blossoms. Well, those of you who don't want to get in your car and travel, well, guess what? You can stay right here in Virginia Beach. Last but not least, this one is near and dear to my heart because this involves the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club, the Chesapeake Annual Jubilee. This is the 43rd Annual Chesapeake Jubilee, held May 14th through 17th at Chesapeake City Park. Now, the event actually kicks off Thursday, May 14th. That is the Kiwanis Club of Chesapeake's annual Shrimp Feast and Carnival. Lots of great entertainment, including music, family acts, carnival, arts and crafts, as well as fireworks at the end of the night. You can go to ChesapeakeJubilee.org for information. Admission, $3, and children 3 and under are free. To park, only $10. Now, the Shrimp Feast and Carnival on that Thursday is May 14th from 6 to 10 p.m. only. That's it. That's the Shrimp Feast and Carnival. The rest of the activity, the actual Jubilee and all the rides and everything, that is Friday, the 15th of May, Saturday, the 16th, Sunday, May 17th. Friday is from 5 to 10. Saturday, the 16th, is from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And Sunday, the 17th, is from noon to 6 p.m. That is the ChesapeakeJubilee.org. If you want to be a vendor or corporate sponsor, there are still some slots available. ChesapeakeJubilee.org. Tickets are available through the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club. You can check that out on Facebook or on their website. All right. That is all I have for Vegas Unwrapped 2.0. Listen, hopefully by now, although I have not gotten an update from John in the chat room here, so I'm hoping that when we come back, when I bring Coach in with us, we'll have some of the other guests with us. If not, we will just have to kind of wing it with Coach. We have the backstories on these gentlemen. Perhaps what we'll do, we'll maybe try to set up a pre-record and run the interview with them at a later date. But still, we'll deal with that at another time. Technology is grand. All right, when we come back on the other side, I know for a fact Coach Chuck Hatcher is going to join me from Legends in Sports and Sports Inside Now, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for everything else. You're watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. More to come right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Men, are you disappointing your partner in the bedroom? Let's cut to the chase. Are you suffering from erectile dysfunction? 50% of men between the ages of 40 to 70 experience some form of ED. If you are experiencing ED, there is help without pills or needles to even worry about. Coastal 757 Aesthetics has new technology for men called Apex RF. Apex RF is a modern, non-invasive treatment that uses radio frequency to strengthen tissue from the inside out, resulting in better blood flow to the penis and a happier life partner. Call Coastal 757 Aesthetics at 757-481-4036 for a free consultation. That's 757-481-4036. Coastal 757 Aesthetics. Care for all phases of life.
Peace, love, and little donuts originated in Pittsburgh 15 years ago. Now you can enjoy these little cake donuts right here in Virginia Beach, located at 2105 Princess Anne Road. We have over 60 different toppings to choose from in quantities of 2, 6, 12, and 36. We can take care of any catering needs, such as weddings, business meetings, or Super Bowl party. Call us at 757-301-3564 and let us know what donuts will make your event even groovier. All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. First of all, let me thank all of our sponsors that you hear throughout the show. Of course, Sky 4, Miliari Group, Peace, Love, and Little Donuts. You just heard from them. Comfort Care, Home Care, Virginia Beach. Of course, Tidewater Community College. From here, grow anywhere. Different Strokes, 757. All your handyman needs from floor to ceiling, from inside and out. Coastal Aesthetics, 757. Men, if you got some problems in the bedroom, Dr. Mars can help you. And I think that just about does it. No, that's not correct. See, I got to do a live read. Coach's appearance, I just was informed that Bob Beamer has connected. We'll get him in here in a second. We're still hoping for John. But these gentlemen, they are here courtesy of Baker's Home. Are you battling with addiction or have had suicidal thoughts? If you are and want help, there are people who can help you right now. The licensed professionals at Baker's Home are available to provide the proper crisis stabilization program you need most to recover and, more importantly, to get back on track. If you are in the Hampton Roads area, where did I go? Or Roanoke, call 757-569-9005. Baker's Home offers support for substance abuse, mental health crisis, and skill building, as well as rehabilitation. Call Baker's Home now at 757-569-9005. We're glad you're still here. Keep holding on. We'd like to help. Without any further ado, please let me welcome in the man, the myth, the legend, the incomparable Coach Chuck Hatcher from Legends in Sports and Sports Inside Now joins me. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Aaron, and good morning, all the listeners out there, to all the ones that love the legends, because when legends speak, people listen.
That's right. I could just sit here all day and just listen. I might learn something today. Oh, my goodness. Well, unfortunately, we're having some technical issues. Bob was connected, and then for some reason, apparently, we lost the signal. But John back in Vegas is going to keep working it and see if we can get these gentlemen on. We want to thank Baker's Home for sponsoring your appearance today, as well as hopefully Bob and John's. But hey, how you doing there, my friend? You're looking sharp, man.
I'm feeling great, man. And as a post wrap up to our last event with the former heavyweight champ James Bone, Russian Smith, he's very, very pleased with the way things are going, and look forward to doing more things with you. He was very pleased with you. He could say that you really made a good impression on the champ.
Well, that's good, because I'll tell you what, Coach, I saw some of the pictures that were taken, and I got news for you, my friend. Champ was giving me some stink eye every once in a while, and some of
he can put that bug out.
So when I saw that ham honk with that fist, man, I was trying to be very careful.
You know that glove.
Yes.
In any space, he's one of the only heavyweight boxers, with that certified licensed glove that had a problem getting his fist into it. So it shows you our impact that he could hit so hard, because it was almost like putting brass knuckles on film.
I'm telling you. Let's listen. I would have loved to have had him on my back on my six if I was stuck in an alley, but I wouldn't want to be across from him in an alley. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, all right, we are here today to share Black History Month, in the month of February, of course, and I know it's the last day of the month. But allow me to read. Hopefully, we'll talk about our guests, and we'll talk about Bob. We'll talk about John and their impact on culture and the Olympics and all of that in a moment. But if everybody out there would just bear with me, Sky 4 was kind enough, on behalf of Legends of Sports Black History Moment, put a nice 60-second piece together on both of these gentlemen. And if I may, Coach, I'd like to read them and share them with my audience, if that's all right.
Sure.
So Bob Beaman redefined the limits of human achievement with one single leap at the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City. Beaman soared 29 feet, 2¼ inches, shattering the world long jump record by an astonishing 55 centimeters. His record-breaking jump, still the longest in Olympic history, inspired the term Beaman-esque forever making feats. Speaking of the devil, he is finally with us here, of extraordinary greatness. Born in Queens, New York, Beaman overcame early hardships to excel in track and field, first as a standout high school athlete and later at the University of Texas at El Paso. In addition to his Olympic triumph, Beaman has dedicated his life to inspiring youth, promoting athletes, and sharing his passion for art. Today, as a global ambassador for Special Olympics International, he continues to motivate future generations to reach for their own dreams. Bob Beaman remains a legend of and a beacon of inspiration. And without further ado, as if on cue, the man joins us. Instead of jumping leaps and bounds, he is comfortable in his front seat of his car. The legendary Bob Beaman joins us. Mr. Beaman, thank you so very much for putting up with the internet issues, and thank you for joining us today on Aaron's Hour. And I've got Coach Chuck Hatcher. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. I'm having a little problem with my phone, so we're on another phone. So
all right, we made it work.
Apologies. It's been a very difficult time getting on your show. So,
but you persevered.
We're here, and if you guys can talk a little bit louder, unless I have something here to.
Yeah, we'll work with you. We'll work with you.
All right, Coach.
We know that you're still up there. That broad jump is still an astronaut's feat, so you're still up there. Understand?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bob, let me ask you a question, Bob. When you hit that record of 29 feet, 2¼ inches, and you landed softly in the sand, did you know what you had accomplished when you landed? Do you realize it was the world record that is still standing today at that time?
Not really. You only look at breaking. You're not even looking at breaking a record. You're looking at winning a gold medal. There's
Sure.
two different things going on. A lot of times people go in, thinking about the gold medal or thinking about breaking a world record. You have to just compete to win. It's like I don't think about the gold medal, but what I do think about is winning. If it takes 6 jumps to win, I'm going to take 6 jumps to win. If I'm going to take 10 jumps to win, it's all about competition. You can't break any. Don't think about breaking records, but if the records do come, we're truly blessed that we have all of these things incorporated into one.
Right.
That's like breaking the records, like icing on the cake at that point, right? When you realize that you broke the record. I mean, 58 years later, there's an old saying about records, and I know Coach we all will. Records were made to be broken, but here we are, some 58 years later, and that record is still yours. And because of that, you're in the Hall of Fame next to another legendary guy, Jesse Owens. I mean, like you said, you just went out to compete on the world stage, and here you are, gold medalist, a record still standing. That still has to feel wonderful, doesn't it? I mean, 58 years later, and you're still the precipice of what people are trying to achieve.
Right. And I'm only 65 years old, and I'm still, it goes together like a horse and carriage, so, but, to get to the years that this record has been around and to acknowledge, I mean, to truly acknowledge that I have stayed there for 58 years is quite an accomplishment, and I think that's why they coined this term after me, Beaman-esque, and it's in Webster's dictionary, and it describes my feat as extraordinary, and so I'm actually just as proud and maybe even more proud that they put me in the dictionary. And I tell people that I probably only read 10 books in my life, and I've only been to the library one time. I'm just saying it is just really truly a blessing. Really.
I love it. So I looked up Beaman-esque online and how they have it defined. From Beaman plus the word esque, after American athlete Bob Beaman, born in 19, who spectacularly broke the long jump world record by nearly 2 feet. And it reads as follows: Beaman-esque, it's an adjective, of course. Beaman-esque, comparative more Beaman, okay, of a sporting achievement, quote, spectacular, or the word remarkable. That's how Beaman-esque is defined in the dictionary.
Let's add a little bit more to it.
Okay.
Let's put down out of sight.
I think you should get a gold dictionary to go on.
Hey, coach. That's what we used back in the 60s. Out of sight.
Out of sight. That's right. Uptight, out of sight. Hey, listen, Aaron and the listeners, all the appearances we've been doing with Bob over all these years, all over this guy has been a precipice in the legends, because people have realized that Bob Beaman was actually drafted by the Phoenix Suns in basketball.
Yeah, I saw that in his bio.
And the cat can play jumps and Bob. I would tell you, I gotta get it about this. Every year we were invited to the Wounded Warrior Games in Colorado Springs at the Olympic camp, and of course University of the Air Force. And but it was a big thing, because when they found out Bob was coming, man, all these guys said, "Oh my gracious, Bob is coming." So I'm saying Air Force is appropriate for him. So I'm just joking around with him. So his signature, of course, is the long jump.
Sure.
And you see how high he was. He's over somebody's head. Yeah. So he's up there. So I kept saying, "Hey, Bob, when you coming down?" And we started kidding around, and so he said, "Now we at the Air Force, we're astronauts, right?" So the guy said, "Wait a minute, he's an astronaut. Let's go ahead and redo this whole classification of this guy. Is that he's our mascot at the Air Force because he can head up our astronaut force. He's still in orbit." So it came down to it. So I go there every time we do an appearance or a show anywhere. First thing I said, first of all, we're waiting for him to land. And he's been up there for 55 years plus. And we're waiting to see him now. Bob, when are you coming back down? So it's been something that's been going. And now he is really the epitome of a trifecta athlete, because people don't realize that his abilities go far beyond just one sport, that he is truly a really ambassador in about 3 sports, and of course the type of person that can walk through the Pentagon. Now, we're the only group of guys that have ever been in the bottom of the Pentagon.
Oh my goodness.
Bob Beaman was with us, and he is a personal friend of one of the highest ranking generals in the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Brigadier General Dwayne Williams. He was the commandant of West Point, but now he's in the head of the European Command for the United States Army. So, this guy's Bob's very, very good, and he's a tremendous not only legend, but he represents an ambassadorial type of situation for America, the African diaspora, and sports at large. Yeah.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, I'm at the bottom of the hour. I have to take a quick break today because we got a lot of everybody was jumping in today to make sure that we run their spots because of our guests. So I've got to get everybody in.
Yeah.
I want when we come back, Bob, I'm going to ask you about the saying under the brim of your hat. And then I know Coach wants to reflect on during the time back in '68 during the Olympics. Everybody, you are watching Aaron's Hour. We are celebrating Black History Month with the legendary. Bob.
But I gotta tell you, man, about my career in music, man. I'm popping, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting out, man. I'm rocking and rolling, man.
We'll cover it all. You're watching Aaron's Hour. Bob and Coach are going to take over the show. I'm going to go grab a nap for the next 30 minutes.
Sometimes I'd like to smack old age right in the kisser. Ow! I always get the best parking spot.
I think she needs a little more help.
Monday? What I really need is a boyfriend that can drive at night.
I can make a fashion statement out of anything.
I will be fabulous.
I have a little crush on my pharmacist.
With Comfort Care at your side, you can live your best life possible. We know families can't be there 24/7, which is why we can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands, so you can live in your own home on your terms.
I won't let aging stop me from being me.
Call Comfort Care now and let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match.
Can you show that number again? She was texting.
Together with Comfort Care, you can both live your best life possible.
Does your house need a new paint job, a bathroom remodel, or a new fence around the yard? With 40 years of experience, Different Strokes Painting and Handyman Service handles all type of work inside and out and from floor to ceiling. Different Strokes offers great value and great quality. Call Craig today and schedule your free estimate by dialing 757-395-9999. That's 757-395-9999. Above the rest, they show up and show out by making your vision come to life.
Is your credit card debt getting you down? When that student loan payment is due, does your cable bill go unpaid? Are you ready to throw in the towel because you do not know how to financially survive? The Miliari Group is ready to educate you on how to get out from under the pile of debt and retire as a tax-free millionaire. They eliminate student and credit card debt and help families set their kids up for success. For more information, call 956-532-2349 or email williamsastria961@gmail.com or scan the QR code to meet with us. The first 100 calls will receive a free will. So, call 956-532-2349 or scan the QR code now and learn how to become the millionaire you always dreamed to be. All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, and I've got Coach Chuck Hatcher and the great Bob Beaman is with us. John, can you quickly put that flyer up real quickly? This is a little self-promotion, gentlemen. On March 23rd and 24th, I will be hosting a podcast seminar. I will be instructing people on how to interview guests, communicate, handle objections, prospect for advertisers, and for that matter, improve self-confidence. There's a QR code right there on the flyer. I'm only offering it for $199. It is 2 half-hour days. March 23rd from 1 to 4 and March 24th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Gather Co-working Studios in the heart of Virginia Beach. My number is right there on the flyer. You can email me as well. All right. So come join me. All right. So we have Bob Beaman with us. We have Coach Chuck Hatcher. Now, Bob has a gold medal, still has a record. He's got a word in the dictionary, but he also didn't share with us, Coach. He's got a street named after him in El Paso, Texas, also.
A street name after him. I don't know what to do with it, man. I'm going to tell you, every time I turn around, he's getting ready to get a Grammy, messing around in the entertainment. The guy is a first-class Congo player on one of the upcoming great jazz, I would say, groups in the country. And he's on tour. He's done so much things. He's out there more than Spider-Man.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh! So talk about it, Bob. You're musically inclined too.
Yeah, as a youngster, I was very involved in music, and I had to give it up because of my commitment to sports. But it always lingered in my mind that I had to, there was something that was missing. I had not finished, and thanks to my family members, many of them are artists themselves in music. My older sister is a very famous doo-wop singer, one of the first, if not the first female groups to put out a song, and that was back in 1954. So she's on her way to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, and then I have a cousin that sang but the Five Sharps that who sang Stormy Weather, who is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I'm kind of like at the end, and so I'm kind of like saying I got to do something where something that I love, and it came up that I talked to my cousin. He said, "Man, why don't you come back and play the drums with us?" And I said, "That's going to be a long shot, but I got to work out and try." And I use the same kind of tactics or the same kind of training methods, in a sense, mentally, to get myself back into the mindset of music drumming. It's a difference between listening to it and actually playing it. So I finally got myself together, and my cousin and them were making an album. And my goodness, man, the album is called Olympic Soul. But at the same time, this album was considered for a Grammy too. So it was very exciting to be on this album. And so there's a company called LB3 who signed me on exclusively to be playing out there. And last year I played with Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh, I love Hootie. I love me some Hootie.
Yes. So, I'm hoping that I get my call to play with the Beach Boys, or something like that. So I'm really happy that my body is still in good condition to actually sit down and play. And I think, at my age, I think it gives a lot of people our age hope that, hey, if you really want to do something, don't stop. I mean, always try to get it done. Don't say, well, I wish I could have. No, go on and get it done. So I want to tell you that I was saying I wish I could, but then I put it in action. So I'm just saying, for those that are coming up and they want to do something, do it. Don't stop. Always go for the goal.
Right on. I want to remind everybody that Coach Hatcher and Bob Beaman today is sponsored by Baker Home. They offer short and long-term housing and residential solutions to adults experiencing substance abuse and behavioral issues. If you or someone you know needs support, call 757-569-9005. That's 757-569-9005. The phone number right now is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, so you can jot that down. If you miss it, after 1 p.m., just go right back to the WVBV TV Facebook page, pull up the video, you can grab the phone number there. We want to thank Baker's Home for doing that. Yeah. All right, Coach, shall we transition and let's talk about the Olympics of '68 a little bit with Bob?
Absolutely.
Good, Coach.
Anything specifically you would like to talk about in '68?
I'll leave that to Coach.
Coach, the specialness of the '68 Olympics was probably within this century voted the greatest and highest viewed Olympics in history, and also not just because of the controversy and excitement and the time of the generation. A lot of people contributed so much to it. That was the Olympics that I was in Olympic trials for in '68. So that was a monstrous avenue for it. I was in the Olympic trials with the likes of Earl Monroe and Charlie Scott, who made it, JoJo White that made it. And my position, of course, Mike Barrett, you can only have one or two servicemen. During that time, Bob, we had to have two, on each Olympic basketball team, you had to have two servicemen. Dan Sullivan, Lieutenant Dan Sullivan, and I was in contention for the other spot with the dear friend Mike Barrett, who went on and had a great career in the ABA with me. And I didn't make it, but I got there and I was able to be a part of the Olympic experience to that great degree. But when we went into it, and of course Kareem decided to protest that year, it was so much pressure in Mexico at that particular time, man. And it was probably the most camaraderized what you call fraternity of brothers in the history of the games. And Bob took the initiative, and it's a great story in there with him and John Carlos that everybody in the Olympic community had to wrap around, because these guys took, I would definitely say, the template of proxy to raise not just the issues, but raise the element of what the camaraderizing and ambassadorial representation of the Olympics meant for everyone in the world. More appreciated over in Europe and in Asia than in the US. Very interesting. But these guys do more travel in the Asian and European corridor than any other persons in the Olympic doing their tenure. They're constantly over in Europe and Asia and getting these great salutations and celebratories. But when they come back, they still push just as hard. This is truly a camaraderized, what you call fraternity of legends that we cross over in every sport. And these are the type of guys that exemplify the zenith of what we do with the legends of sports and what we can do. If legends speak, people listen. We know how and what to do to bring back the impact of what people who have experience can do for the future. So I got to leave the rest to. There's a lot of stories out there, but I'm quite sure Bob has got some real caveats. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Bob, before we move forward, someone in the chat room just jumped in, a dear friend of mine and former professional athlete, and should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. Great wide receiver, kick returner from the Broncos. Mr. Rick Upchurch is in the chat room, and he is sending hellos to both of you gentlemen.
Yeah. I remember. What's up? That's good.
So we appreciate that.
Hello.
So Bob, let me ask you a question. I mean, I was all of about 5 years old come 68. So surrounding all of that stuff there, describe what, the tensions that were down there. Give us a reporter's bird's eye view of what was going on down there with the tensions. But then at the same time, the euphoria that you and the team felt, winning all the medals, winning the golds and the silvers and all of that. What was it like down there? Describe what you guys were and gals were experiencing down in Mexico City in 68.
There's a couple of things. If we really start thinking about, this, the Olympics and the years, the Jesse Owenses, the Ralph Metcalfs, the Wilma Rudolphs, the Ralph Bostons, that came before me. If you really think about it, many or several of our athletes that were on the Olympic team between 1960 and 1964, several of them could not even vote. And the fortunate thing was that the athletes they did go to the Olympics, one in Tokyo, which was in 1964, and then the one in Rome in 1960. So we had laws here that we couldn't even vote as Black people. And the athletes like Wilma Rudolph and Ralph Boston and Jesse Owens and them had problems voting, and we represented our country in wherever the Olympics were taking place. So that alone, historically, I think is quite an honor that we look at it from some of the historical data that were very problemsome during that time. But however, the Olympics became a very, very, very upfront kind of activity that would allow us to say, we are as great as any other athlete. And it was just really wonderful to see these great people who gave me my inspiration of being part of the Olympic movement. So if we move up to 1968, we talk about getting off that plane and hearing about students being shot and killed in the middle of the street protesting. And so there were hundreds of students that were shot down in the middle of the street in Mexico City right before the Olympic Games. And so can you imagine uh, the Olympics and the athletes that had to put mind over matter? And so that's what I had to do, is put my mind over matter and deal with why I'm there. And that's when, I said I had to continue my stride to to come back and win a gold. However, we had not. We were we were in the midst of thinking about boycotting, and we didn't. And of course, the results for our Olympic team was astronomical. I mean, we won just about every event in track and field, and of course, basketball. We had some of the great guys that Coach was talking about, JoJo White, and
Spencer
which
Haywood.
was one of the Boston Celtics, and of course, I was going to be signing with the Phoenix Suns, and back in '68, and unfortunately, I didn't sign. I think I kind of lost the interest in basketball in terms of actually playing, and so I went back to school, finished college, and all that kind of good stuff, and it turned out really well for me. But at the Olympics, and during the time when a lot of things was going on, John and Tommy had been expelled from the from the village, Olympic Village, from Mexico City. It was so daggone unfortunate. I would say in April of that year, I had lost my scholarship at the University of Texas at El Paso because we boycotted because Martin Luther King was assassinated in April, and we decided that we were not going to compete at Brigham Young University because of their bylaws or what in their at their school and so forth. And so we decided that we were not going to participate. And so our athletic director cut our scholarships. And so there was 11 of us that lost it. And so I had to, at this time, think about how to stay focused and to keep my eye on the prize that I worked so very hard for so many incredible years as a youngster, starting out about nine or 10 years old of running PAL in my hometown in South Jamaica, New York. And so I kept that in mind, and I said I'm going to go on and compete, and I'm going to take you to the day October 18th, or I'll take you 18th and October 18th and 17th. In the preliminaries, I had a problem in making it to the finals. I had to make it in 3 jumps, and in 2 jumps, I was fouling on the board, so I had one more jump. And my good friend Ralph Boston, who is no longer with us, told me how to make my adjustments, and he had been there 2 Olympics before, so he was pretty knowledgeable. And so he is a gold medal winner and a silver medalist. So he was pretty knowledgeable. And he calmed me down and told me, listen, you're going to make it. And so I made it to the final. So I'm going to take you that day, October 18th. Let me tell you, my mind and my body was truly feeling so good. I mean, I was so focused. I mean, walking through that long corridor there, going on to the track. I The only thing that I could think about is I gotta win this event. I gotta win it. I gotta win it, no matter what it takes. And so my thought was that I was going to get a decent jump off on my first jump, and then I was going to come back on my second jump and just go really nuts out there and just put something out there, hopefully that that would be a winning jump. And so I'm standing up at the head of the runway. They call me and they said, "Bob, you're up now. You're ready to jump." And so I stood up at the head of the runway, and I'm thinking about one thing. You can do it. I'm thinking about you've come so many years, so many hours, so many things that you have gone through and transitioned through. This is your time to showcase about what you have practiced so hard for. And here it comes. And so I go down the runway. I'm running. My heart is pumping. Boom, 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 boom. And I rose up in the air over 6 feet up in the air. And I looked at my watch and I said, oh man, I'm up here a long time. Man, let me come down. And I came down and I finally heard the voices of people, or the screams and the yell. Some people were kind of wanting to jump off from the stadium where the people were sitting. They wanted to come on near the long jump, and they wanted to touch me and hold me. It was so incredible for me. I thought that I was going to wake up and this was going to be a wonderful dream, and I was like, "Oh God, let's don't let this be a dream." And when I stood there and watched them have a problem with the electronic device, they said, "We can't. There's no jump on this device," and they said the device is too short for us to take the measurement. So they had to go to probably to one of the stores to get a measuring tape to come back and measure the jump.
I didn't think Home Depot was open in Mexico City then.
Yeah, but maybe there was an Ace Hardware or something. But anyway, it took for a minute that they actually had to calculate and come up with the number, the actual jump. And about 25 minutes later, because they held the 400-meter finals to go deal with this issue. And so when they put it up on the board, on the scoreboard, I thought it was somebody that was throwing the shot put or the discus or something, but they said 8.9 meters. I was like, well, I don't know what that is. And so my teammate, Ralph Borton, said, that is 29 feet. And I said, and I was walking, and then all of a sudden I'm on the ground. So I think I had blanked out for a minute because I couldn't believe what he had told me. It was so amazing. It was as of today, just talking about it right now just really, really gives me goose pimples. And to think that, wow, it happened to me. It really happened to me. So I've never I've never stopped feeling excited about what I've done, and I've used my training and all of that to help others and motivational things to help and create excitement for other kids and stuff like this.
Bob, I could see that as you're retelling the story, you're reliving it. I could see it in your eyes. I'm getting goosebumps listening to it. I can only imagine what you must be going through. All right. Unfortunately, I've got about a minute and a half left. So I just want to share a comment in the chat room that has come up. Rick Upchurch again. He said, and I did not know this about you, Mr. Rick, and I know a lot about you. Rick says his dream was, as a youngster, was to make the Olympics. He was the state of Ohio long jump champion. Thanks for sharing your story. He then says he remembers the Olympics in '68, how inspiring you and the team were to all of the young athletes. And again, he recaps his comment by simply saying, unbelievable leap. Wow. So you've inspired a young Rick Upchurch, Bob, and your story of basically what Nike comes out and says now with Just Do It is basically your story. You believed in yourself. Just go out there and do it. Don't allow the naysayers to say otherwise. Coach, with John Carlos having connection issues, I would dare say that you and I need to replan, even if we pre-record something.
We will. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to have both John Carlos and Bob Beaman coming in possibly in May.
Okay.
In the time.
Hey, Coach, I don't know who John Carlos is. What does he do? What is he? Is he a businessman? Is he a businessman? Is he?
Well, he's a guy.
Hey, Bob.
He's a guy out of Harlem, New York.
Does this remind you who he was?
Yes.
John, go to your room, John.
He's from Harlem, New York, and he throws a pretty good left hook.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, listen, you know, a 1 hour, 45 minute, 1 hour interview show doesn't do the entire experience justice whatsoever. But Bob, sharing your experience, being part of history, Black history or otherwise, you're part of history, period. White, black, purple, yellow, green, it doesn't matter. You are the only person that can say, and I'm getting goosebumps just reliving it. So for me, as a guy who's been doing this for 20 years, I would dare say that this is a gold medal level standard of interview for me to have you as part of the Aaron's Hour show and be part of the Legends in Sports with my relationship burning with Coach Hatcher and his crew. Bob, thank you for gracing us with some time and sharing.
Aaron, please let Upchurch know that if he wants to get in touch with us, we'd love to have him.
Okay.
We talked about him. Michael Walter's brother was talking about him. Mike
okay.
So it's
all right.
Good to hear from him.
I want you guys to have a Beaman-esque day, okay? I want you guys to have a Beaman-esque day.
Love it. Listen, do you have shirts? Do you have shirts or hats that say that, Bob?
We certainly do. We certainly do.
Well, we need to find out where we can get them, because if not, I love me some shirts and hats to create, my friend, and I'll be more than happy to spearhead that for you.
Okay, now.
All right, Bob. Coach, as always, thank you very much. Rick, I will make the connection. Rick, I will make the connection with you and Coach Hatcher so we can get everybody together. Gentlemen, thank you so much for making my Saturday one of extraordinary experience. It was a Beaman-esque interview. It was a Beaman-esque show. It was a Beaman-esque experience. Coach, I'll talk to you during the week. Bob, I'm sure we'll talk again. Everybody, thank you very much. Go enjoy your Saturday, everybody. Thank you for watching. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. Thank you for watching Aaron's Hour. 30 minutes. The voice is 757 Sky 4. 12:30 local time here, East Coast. Monday, look for it on the Facebook page. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great Saturday.
It's not just you're here for 2 years and you're gone. It's you have a community, you have a network.
It doesn't matter where you came from or what you've done in the past. Everybody has the same opportunity here.
The financial resources, the community aspect of it, really important for your first 2 years of college. And you get that at TCC.
You know, we take family real serious here at TCC. We're a community, hence Topwater Community College.
Men, are you disappointing your partner in the bedroom? Let's cut to the chase. Are you suffering from erectile dysfunction? 50% of men between the ages of 40 to 70 experience some form of ED. If you are experiencing ED, there is help without pills or needles to even worry about. Coastal 757 Aesthetics has new technology for men called Apex RF. Apex RF is a modern, non-invasive treatment that uses radio frequency to strengthen tissue from the inside out, resulting in better blood flow to the penis and a happier life partner. Call Coastal 757 Aesthetics at 757-481-4036 for a free consultation. That's 757-481-4036. Coastal 757 Aesthetics. Care for all phases of life.
Is your credit card debt getting you down? When that student loan payment is due, does your cable bill go unpaid? Are you ready to throw in the towel because you do not know how to financially survive? The Miliari Group is ready to educate you on how to get out from under the pile of debt and retire as a tax-free millionaire. They eliminate student and credit card debt and help families set their kids up for success. For more information, call 956-532-2349 or email williamsastria961@gmail.com or scan the QR code to meet with us. The first 100 calls will receive a free will. So, call 956-532-2349 or scan the QR code now and learn how to become the millionaire you always dreamed to be.
Does your house need a new paint job, a bathroom remodel, or a new fence around the yard? With 40 years of experience, Different Strokes Painting and Handyman Service handles all type of work inside and out and from floor to ceiling. Different Strokes offers great value and great quality. Call Craig today and schedule your free estimate by dialing 757-395-9999. That's 757-395-9999. Above the rest, they show up and show out by making your vision come to life.
Sometimes I'd like to smack old age right in the kisser. Ow!
I always get the best parking spot.
I think she needs a little more help.
Monday. What I really need is a boyfriend that can drive at night.
I can make a fashion statement out of anything.
I will be fabulous.
I have a little crush on my pharmacist.
With Comfort Care at your side, you can live your best life possible. We know families can't be there 24/7, which is why we can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands, so you can live in your own home on your terms.
I wouldn't let aging stop me from being me.
Call Comfort Care now and let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match.
Can you show that number again? She was texting.
Together with Comfort Care, you can both live your best life possible.
Peace, Love, and Little Donuts originated in Pittsburgh 15 years ago. Now you can enjoy these little cake donuts right here in Virginia Beach, located at 2105 Princess Anne Road. We have over 60 different toppings to choose from in quantities of 2, 6, 12, and 36. We can take care of any catering needs, such as weddings, business meetings, or Super Bowl party. Call us at 757-301-3564 and let us know what donuts will make your event even groovier.